I've always wanted to be a veterinarian because I was always good at science and math. And you look at things that okay, what can you do with a science math degree? I actually started out doing engineering, but and started with that at Oakland University, but I didn't really, it wasn't as much fun. Yeah. And you try to think of a job that I'll be most happy with, regardless of money. And I always thought being a veterinarian would be the best. I mean, I worked for a veterinarian when I was in junior high and high school, and I loved it. And then you look at, okay, now where do I want to go to college? And Oakland is, close, so I don't have to pay for room and board because I didn't live that far. I could live with my parents, and honestly, small class size was another thing. Michigan State University, big class sizes. And Oakland University had a lot smaller teacher-student ratio, more individual attention, and I was able to get pretty close to some of the professors where I still go out to lunch with some of them, and I've been out of school now since 2003. I do take care of all the cats in the clinic as far as like the adoptable cats that are any problems with them. The girls will come tell me, and I see appointments, outpatient appointments 3 days a week, and then one day I do outpatient in the morning, surgery from like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning till 3, and then I do outpatient again at night. So one day a week we do surgery. The other 3 days I see outpatients, and those are anywhere from vaccines, not eating, sick dogs, hit by car. I work 4 10-hour days a week, and so it varies. I either work 8 to 6, 9 to 7, or 11 to 8, depending on the day. I never get out on time. I get here on time, but getting out on time is not really possible very often in veterinary medicine because many people come home from work 5, 6 o'clock, find their animal is sick, call us, and by the time they get here, if they're my patient, I'm going to wait for them. I'm going to wait a half an hour to see them, or someone's going to be here to see them, and you can't really, it's not a 9 to 5 job where you leave at 5 o'clock, oh, end of day, I'm out of here. If I have a dog coming in that got stung by a bee, I'm going to stay and see it, or anything. Sometimes we do surgery in the middle of the night because, a patient needs, it doesn't happen very often, but a patient needs surgery because it ate something that's stuck, or an infection in their uterus in a female dog. I've stayed on a Friday and done something like that. But clients try to ask for us if they want, and we try to stay and see them and accommodate them if I can. And if I hospitalize a patient and, the next day is my day off, I still come in on my day off then and see that patient and see how it's doing and call the owner. And we keep our patients. Like, we don't take them off on another veterinarian unless we're going out of town. Or I'm not going to be here. When I get home, my family members or my husband's family members or friends will always call me about somebody's dog ate something or what do I do. A lot of people will call you for advice as well as, if you were a mechanic, somebody would call you about your car. So I tend to get all the phone calls about somebody did something and what was their advice. And most of the time it's 10 o'clock till midnight phone calls, and that's not uncommon to get a few a week. Work doesn't stop when I get off. Never. No. If you have a very sick dog and with this economy they don't have the money, I think that is one of the hardest things is how do I fix this dog for $50? When they have hardly any money and I have to pick and choose. When you're in veterinary school, you do every test. Those people that come to the university have thousands of dollars, so you do every single test possible and rule out all these things. When I have a client come in here and if they say they have $50, I have money to do one test. Euthanasias too are hard, but if it's a sick dog and we tried, like at least it makes them better to relieve their pain. But there are those that I still get very attached to some of my patients, and losing them is not easy. Never. You just try to do it in as empathetic of a way as possible. I've been in their situation, so I can understand. I've lost family members and I've lost pets, and it's not just an animal. Most of the time to these people it's a family member that you're telling is bad news. And you just try to do it I try to do it in as kind of a way as possible, as if I would want to be told something like that. What is most fun about my job is that every day is not the same.